Okay, pre-cal students, in this video today we will be using our calculators to help us find missing angles. So go ahead and write this heading down in your notes today if you would please. Finding missing angles using a calculator. And let's go ahead and include today's notes, or today's date, excuse me, so that you have record of when you took notes on this information. Finding missing angles using a calculator. Okay, now in the past we have used, and this should be our, of course, let me change that. We have used our calculators to solve problems like this: the cosecant of 16.35 degrees. Now, notice in this problem you were given an angle. Here's the angle right here. And you were asked to find the cosecant. This should be an A, sorry about the typo. You were asked to find the cosecant of this angle. And we've learned how to do that, okay? Not a big deal. However, what if you were given the trig value, but you were missing the angle? In other words, the problem would look like this. Tangent of x, and right there you're missing the angle, equals 4/12. And you're given the trig function value. The trig function value for tangent of x is 4/12. You're given the ratio, but you're missing the angle. So how do we solve problems like this? Well, you're going to use your calculator, of course. So let's go ahead and get your calculators out. And I'm going to get mine out right here. And first of all, understand, sometimes I will ask you to find the angle and give it to me in degrees. And sometimes I will ask you to give it to me in radians, okay? So let's start off with degrees. I want you to find this angle right here in degrees. So remember, we've learned this before. First of all, you want to hit the mode button, which is right here. So push that button. And when you do, if you'll look down at the third line should have radians, and then it should have the word degree. Make sure degree is highlighted. Move your cursor down and over until degree is highlighted. Okay, then hit enter. All right, and now the degree is highlighted. So come out of that. So you want to hit second mode, which is quit. So hit second and then mode, and now you're in degrees. Okay, so now that we're in degrees, let's find out how to find this angle. Well, if you'll look at your tangent button, if you would please. Everybody look at your TI-84 or your TI-83, whatever you might have. And notice right above the tangent button, you're going to see this right here, tangent to the -1. And that's called, and please don't read that tangent to the -1, it's called inverse tangent or tangent inverse, okay? That's how you would properly pronounce that. And so notice right above the tangent button in yellow or blue or whatever calculator your color has it, you're going to see tangent inverse or inverse tangent, and that's what you want to use. Now don't miss this, students. That's what you want to use whenever you're missing an angle. So I want you to go ahead and hit second and then tangent. So go ahead and hit second and then tangent, and this should pop up on your screen, excuse me, tangent inverse and then a parentheses, and then I want you to type in 4 divided by 12. Okay, so 4 divided by 12, and now hit enter. And when you do that, you're going to get this on your screen: 18.43494,882. We're just going to round to the nearest degree. So because I have a 4 right here, I'm going to leave it 18 degrees. So my answer is 18 degrees. Now real quick, let's see if that's right, okay? I want you to take the tangent of 18. So clear your screen and listen, don't hit second tangent, just hit tangent, because you're not looking for an angle now. You're typing in tangent of 18. Now you should get out 4/12 or 1/3 or 0.33333, but we did round, so it will be off a little bit. So hit tangent and then 18, tangent 18, and you should get, I'm getting 0.32491969662, which is almost 0.33. Okay? Now, let's say I wanted you to find this angle right here in radians. Okay, no problem. Let's go ahead and go back to our mode. So hit mode, and when you hit mode, then scroll down to the third line, highlight radians and hit enter, and then hit second quit or second mode, and now you're in radian mode. So remember, you're looking for an angle, you're missing the angle. So whenever you're missing the angle, you want to use the inverse tangent button. So we hit second and then tangent, and up should pop this on your screen, tangent inverse, and then type in 4 divided by 12 and then hit enter. And if you do that correctly, you should get this out for radians, 0.3217. So the tangent of 0.321, I guess we'll say 8, should equal 4/12. So you found the angle. You found it in degrees and you found it in radians. And by the way, let's check and see if this is right. Let's go ahead and type into our calculator tangent of 0.3218. Now you're not looking for the angle. You found the angle in radians, so don't hit second tangent. Hit tangent of 0.3218, and you should get out 0.333, or close enough. And there you go. I'm getting 0.3333882738, which is definitely close enough because we rounded our answer right here. Okay? So let me go over this again for the third time. Please listen, students. Whenever you are missing the angle, that is when you use second tangent or second cosine or second sine, because you want to use the inverse sine or the inverse cosine or the inverse tangent to find a missing angle. Now, if you're not missing an angle, if you want to take the tangent of 18 degrees, then you simply hit tangent and then 18, as long as you're in the degree mode. Okay? All right, let's try a couple more of these and the video will be over. It's a very short video today. All right? Okay, I want you to find sine of y so that it equals 0.4565, okay? Now, your calculator should already be in radians, so let's find the radian answer first, okay? So we're going to go ahead and write y equals, notice we're missing the angle, so we're going to hit second and then sine because we're dealing with sine. And when you do that, up will pop sine inverse, and then you'll type in 0.4565. Sorry about that, my computer froze up. 0.4565, and then hit enter. Now you should be in radians, and so let's see, second sine and then 0.4565, enter, and I'm getting this for radians. Y equals 0.4745. I'm going to put a 1 right here. And so there's your answer in radians. Now, what if I asked for your answer in degrees? Okay, no problem. Let's go ahead and go to our mode button. Okay, sorry students, my calculator totally froze up and kind of crashed there, so I'm back. We found y in radians, and now we're going to find y in degrees. So we're going to hit, make sure we're in degrees, so hit your mode button, and then go down to the third line and highlight degrees, of course, and then come out of that, so hit second mode, and now you should be in degrees. And now we're missing an angle, so we're going to hit second sine, and up will pop sine inverse, and then type in 0.4565, okay? And it should give the answer to us in degrees. So here we go, 0.4565, I'm hitting enter. I'm getting 27.16148847. So I'm just going to go ahead and say y equals 27 degrees. So there we go. We found the angle. Let me say it again for the fourth or fifth time. Anytime you're missing the angle, that's when you use second sine or second cosine or second tangent, okay? Now, if you're not missing the angle, for example, if you wanted to take the sine of 27 degrees, then you would not hit second sine. You would just simply hit sine of 27 degrees. So you would hit sine, and this would pop up, and then type in 27 degrees. And of course, if you do that, you should get out 0.4565. And I'm getting out, of course, I rounded, I'm getting out 0.45399, which is pretty close, which is to be expected, okay? All right, let's continue on. Our last problem for the video. Let's find angle R. So notice we are missing an angle, so we are going to use the second cosine button, or inverse cosine. Now we should be in degrees already, so I'm going to go ahead and find R first so that it's in degrees. So I'm going to hit second cosine, and when I do that, up should pop inverse cosine, and then I'm going to type in 0.3746. Let me grab my calculator very quickly and do that. Inverse cosine 0.3746, and I'm getting out 68. Your screen should say this, 68.000407444. I'm just going to put 68 degrees. Now let's find angle R in radians. So let's go to our mode button, of course, push mode, scroll down, highlight radians, then come out of that, and now we're going to do the same thing again. Now we're going to go ahead and hit second cosine, so second cosine, and up should pop cosine inverse, and then we're going to type in 0.3746, and let me do that very quickly on my calculator. 0.3746, and I'm getting out in radians 1.186831003. So I'm going to put 1.2 radians, okay? There we go, and that's it. So for the sixth or seventh time, anytime you're looking for an angle, and I keep saying that because I get a little frustrated sometimes when students use the second cosine button when they should really just use the cosine button, okay? And it's really very easy to understand the difference. If you're looking for an angle, that's excuse me, that's when you would hit second and then cosine. But if you're taking the cosine of an angle, like cosine of 1.2, and of course that's radians, so make sure you're in radians, you would just simply hit the cosine button, and this would pop up, and then you would type in 1.2. That's your angle, and you would get out the answer, and of course the answer for that should be 0.3746. And I'm getting 0.3623, which is close enough because we did round this answer. Okay, so this is how you find the measurement of missing angles using your calculator. Okay, call or email if you have any questions.